Picking up This'll Test Ya. So good in the Crawford. Can she go one better up against Miss CONTEKI? This'll Test is now into 3:20 favouritism. The red light is on. The field is set for the Prince of Wales. Stand by. They stand poised, ready. Light continues to blink. Gates spring now though, racing. Hot Zed took a backward step at the start. Stage Man straight to last. Indian Pacific got out of the gates brilliantly. This'll Test You, and I See Red charges forward. Express Time prominent. Nero Dio handy on the inside. Up there forward as well. Pans down a length and a half. Hot Zed picking up ground soon after the start. They're followed by It's a Ray Day, and around those there comes a time. Miss CONTEKI in the back half of the field in front of the stablemate Amazinas. Last on the rail, Stage Man. Indian Pacific comes to the turn, 400 to go, a length clear. The mare This'll Test You, breathing fire. Second, 2 lengths, Nero Dio. Wait for the gap, there's plenty of room. I See Red pans down, comes a time. Hot Zed looking for a rails run. Indian Pacific the leader. This'll Test You though, closing it down. This'll Test You, Indian Pacific. Look at Miss CONTEKI though. Miss CONTEKI, she's sprouting wings. She's coming, she's too good. Miss CONTEKI, a dynamite win in the Prince of Wales from This'll Test You. Comes a time close up. Indian Pacific, It's a Ray Day. Pans down Amazinas next home. Hot Zed, Nero Dio, Stage Man, Express Time, and I See Red amongst the last of them home. She lifts the rafters off the roof at Ascot once again. Miss CONTEKI again proves to be the Achilles heel of This'll Test You. Indian Pacific battling, comes a time close up with it on the line, but again she has had to do it in sensational style. First up in the Crawford, she needed that sprinkling of luck. Carberry has taken that out of the equation by virtue of the barrier and had to go back, but she has got a dynamite turn of acceleration, and she's delivered it this afternoon to make it a Crawford Prince of Wales back-to-back double. In the Amelia Park colours, she had the crowd on their feet. Her last 150 as This'll Test You put paid to Indian Pacific, and just fleetingly looked as though she might be back in the winner's circle until Miss CONTEKI erupted. And she has come with the most blistering of finishing runs in 57.23 to win by half a length. 3/4 second and third. She's a Eurozone mare from Tipsy Moment for Peter Walsh, who's had a few of those. M&P Chadwick as well, trained by Simon Miller, and Patrick Carberry in the saddle delivers the goods. 12 This'll Test You by Testa Rossa from Camille's Girl, Mitchell Pateman and Lucy Warwick. And Indian Pacific clings on to third in the photo by Zoo Star from Rosarino, Nev and Brad Parnham. Fourth, 5 Comes a Time behind those. Nero Dio, Every Hope, just couldn't go on. Hot Zed was squeezing up near the rail. But this is all about Miss CONTEKI and her outstanding finishing run from where she was on the corner to cut them down and score. And so she now adds that to her tally of 16 starts to now have recorded 11 wins and 3 placings. 11 from 16. Just extraordinary, this mare, Miss CONTEKI, and of course continues the fabulous run the team at Amelia Park are enjoying. They'll be back on Tuesday, Cup Day, with Amelia's Jewel, the superstar filly in the Burgess Queen. The Host Masters Asian Bow is next. The emergencies come out. Scott Embry's down amongst the connections here, including part owner in Peter Walsh, Simon Miller, about to make his way to the yard as well. And that was just nothing short of breathtaking, Scotty.
Absolutely, Macca, and they've run time too, 57.23, half a length by 3/4, and you could see at the top of the straight she was tracking into it, 3 deep cover, and she just looked like she was about to explode. And when Patrick Carberry took the handbrake off, that's exactly what she did, Simon. That's probably a better win than even first up.
Yeah, I agree. But honestly, she's a much better filly when she can have clear air. And I know she's won 3 times from barrier 1, but knowing her and how quick her change-up gears are, I think the other reason why she won a fortnight ago was when the gap appeared. She had that quicker turn of foot to get through. I think if someone else didn't have that, they'd probably labour and then the gap shut. So yeah, it's no surprise to see what she did today out wide, because she's just... I honestly thought I could win the Winterbottom last year until she stood on a shoe and it was game over.
What about this year? I suppose now that you see her win from barrier 1, takes the gap, see her win out wide. When you get to a barrier draw, it takes a bit of pressure off.
It does. I'd still love out wide with her. Still love it. So, but just a little cheerio to Chatty. He couldn't make it today, but he sent Patricia in and the whole team there. They're out there now, and yeah, it was pretty cool.
What about Walshy's Amelia Park colours? Imagine that we were talking about Miss Conteki not being the most talked about horse in those colours. Amelia's Jewel goes around on Tuesday. How's she come on?
Yeah, her resilience is what I'm probably in awe of right now. She was forward enough to win, but had heaps of room for improvement. But I had to give her a bit of fast work yesterday, which I honestly didn't think I'd need to from the quick backup. Yeah, it's just how much she's come on, and I rang Pete Friday after she did a bit of work, and we just discussed like where she's at. And the funniest thing was at the end we'd hung up and he sent me a text 10 minutes later and he said, "How good are we going? We just spent 10 minutes talking about Amelia's Jewel and we got the favourite in the Group 3. We never spoke about her." And we didn't. And I was like, God, it's amazing. That's the depth of his team.
She ticks the box today at weight for age over 1,000. Gut feeling, 1,200 metres Winterbottom Stakes Day.
Yeah, I haven't got a problem with 1,200. And if anything, she's a lot stronger now than what she was 12 months or 18 months ago. The 1,200 doesn't worry me. So it's more just get her in a happy headspace. And as long as Siobhan ticks her off in her work, then I'm happy. So she's no better judge than her. She rides her every day.
Congratulations, exciting times.
Yeah, it is. Just proud of my staff too. And Kinners, and she leads the charge. And I'll keep harping on it, but she does a lot of stress and I just cruise through it. And also to the farm, you know, they've done a good job with her and brought her up and makes everything easy.
Another heavy hitter is Patrick Carberry. Here he is with Michael Heaton.
Well, Pat, she did it up the fence last start. She's 3 deep with cover down the middle part of the track today. She's just a dynamite 1,000-metre mare, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. She's done to a good, and it was always probably going to be a 3-wide cover spot, and just was in a good rhythm straight away. And she was travelling that good a long way out. It was great feeling, and she got a turn of foot and lets down so good, and she covered them extra easy.
Scott was just saying to Simon that it probably takes the pressure off with a barrier draw with a mare like her, because she did it from the fence last time. 3 deep with cover is okay for her as well, so it makes, as a jockey, your job maybe a little bit easier.
I guess last start was quite a fair bit different. You know, we drew one and we just had to just ride her. Whatever presented, we had to sort of take, and obviously she got the run up on the paint. But she's just quite versatile in that way. I think you can sort of, you know, just get her into a rhythm and wherever she's happy, and that's how Simon likes his horses ridden, and it suits this horse perfectly.
32.55 was her last 600. Do you think she could reel that off in a Winterbottom over 1,200 metres?
Well, she's probably got to, but it felt like 32.55 too.
What about Devoted? A quick word on him in the next. Unfortunately, a cruel barrier draw.
Yeah, obviously he's drawn sticky. Not sure how the connections want me to ride him, but obviously it's a race where he needs to hopefully qualify for the bigger races. But yeah, we'll just sort of see what happens and try and get him into a nice rhythm. It should be a genuine run race. He had a tried run last time, you know, off a terrible pace. So yeah, try and get him to the right spot and see if he can do the rest.
Job well done here. Best of luck in the next.
Cheers, appreciate it.
Simon Miller, Patrick Carberry, Miss Conteki, 32.55 last 600. That's a headline in itself. 11, 12, 3 and 5 after the Prince of Wales.